Hey guys, it's Sharon and Cupcake. She was ready to be a diva today. Want to say hi to the camera? What's over here? Oh, she just ran outside, and so she's a little bit wet and muddy and jumping on mommy. I love it. And Cupcake just wanted to say hi today. I know some of you have been asking about her. There she is, being silly, turning away from the camera. Okay. Mwah. So, hello. Yes, you too. Sophia's down here. She wants attention too. And Cupcake doesn't want to let go. All right. You want to stay on, Mama? Okay, you can. So, hi. I am sorry that I have been away for a few days. So today is Tuesday. I think the video is going to be out Wednesday, which means that's 4 days in between videos for me, which is a long time. Almost 5 days. So I was getting ready to do this video for you like early Monday morning, which was yesterday. And I went into the freezer to get something out to defrost for dinner and realized there was something all over the inside of the freezer. And then realized the freezer wasn't working. And everything inside had melted. So it must have been we just didn't realize. I mean, we don't go in the freezer really every day. So I, with Little Brit's help, because Big Brit was already at work, cleaned out the freezer, got everything out, threw away almost everything that was in the freezer. So it was a lot. Cleaned it out. We had a bag of dragon fruit inside, and it had somehow tilted over, and the purple dragon fruit color was like somebody had been murdered on the inside of the freezer. It was everywhere. I don't know what happened. It must have like fallen over after it had been defrosted. There were splashes of this dragon fruit pink all over the inside of the freezer, and then realized later it had come through the opening. I don't know how, honestly. It had come through the opening of the ice and water dispenser. It was anyway, hours later, got that all cleaned up. We thought it was just the freezer, then realized it was the refrigerator too. The whole thing's gone. So luckily we have a second refrigerator. It's a little bit on the small side because it's kind of a British size. If you're from England, I know some of you are, you'll know what I'm talking about. Their refrigerators are tiny compared to ours, but we do have one of those. So almost all of the refrigerator items we were able to salvage, but the freezer, and we had just filled it. I mean, it was, anyway, stuff happens. So now we have to go looking, but we didn't realize until later. Anyway, it was an all-day affair. The death of the dragon fruit, the murder of the dragon fruit. It was splashed. So that's taken a couple of days. That's been taking some time to get through all of that, get it all done. We had to cook some things up yesterday during the day. We were cooking things to make sure to salvage them. So that's where I've been. I hope you all have had a better time. Getting on with it. Today is a crafting with Temu. And this is episode 2. So today we are going to make these little mini albums, which I think are just adorable. They are so cute. They've been around for a long time. I know there's a couple of different names for them. By the way, Cupcake is still on my lap. She has not left. So let me just give you a quick peek at this one. This is the one I made up, just kind of getting ready. Now, I will say most of the materials here. Oh, you want to get down here? 1 second, please. There we go. Okay. So most of the materials in this one come from, let's see, this fabric, this material, this paper. There we go. Paper. Was a Joann's actually, and on the inside, all of the stickers come from Echo Park. I love Echo Park's stickers and things. So this is what it looks like, and all of these tabs that you see are pockets. And so in here, I did these little red pockets. I did not decorate them. They're there for me. I've left them for journaling. and for pictures, although I did create photo sections in all of these. So every single one of these, almost every single one, has a picture and has this cute little thing here. So there's still a place for people to add stuff like tickets or, a little 4th of July memorabilia. But I do like this one. I do. I think it came out really cute. Just all the things that remind me of 4th of July, especially when I was younger. So there we go. So that's the little album we're going to be making today. I'm going to be using the Cottage Life papers from Temu, and then some other stickers and things from Temu to make this little album. Sneak peek. I hope you like it. And if you like it, if you like what you're seeing, if you want to see more of these episodes of Crafting with Temu, please, please, please subscribe, hit the like button, leave me some comments about what it is you want to see next in this series. I have some things already pre-planned, but I'll leave it up for, when I can, I'll leave it up for some votes and see what y'all want to see next. So, all right, you ready? Let's get crafting. Okay, so we're going to get started. First thing I really need is, I really do suggest that if you're doing this project that you have a scoreboard. If you don't have one, you can certainly use a bone folder, and you can get different versions of this. I mean, I have some from Dollar Tree, and I have these from Temu, and since it is a Temu video, I'll show you these from Temu. So you just need something small enough to fit in your groove. Now, this Temu one is going to come close. Well, I guess that one would fit in the groove of mine here. But I'm probably just going to use the one that came with it, my EK Tools one. However, these are fabulous bone folders for both paper crafting and sewing. So put those to the side for just a minute. What we're going to be doing is actually scoring our paper. It's going to be real simple. This is a Bazil that I got at Joann Fabric. I want to let you know to start with that not all paper is created equal, and that what we've been finding, this has been actually, if you're a crafter and you've seen some of the different shows lately, there's a lot of conversation about the fact that someone realized that the paper such as this is 12 by 12 from Joann Fabric, is not a true 12 by 12. They aren't being cut with precision, and generally that's fine. It doesn't really bother us when we're doing our paper crafting, unless you're doing like close work like this. So I just want you to know that. So if yours is a little bit off, a little bit wonky, I'm sure mine will be. I've already measured this one. It is not a true 12 by 12. I mean, it's super close. I mean, like one side's going to be a true 12 by 12, but then, the next bottom part may not be. And this one's, I think, a little bit off, a little bit smaller. Okay. So we're just going to start. We're going to set it up on our scoreboard, and I'm going to go to 3. Oh, wow. I went way off on that one. Luckily, it is super forgiving. So with this one, I'm just going to make it even stronger. What am I doing here? Oh, my golly. All right. Yep, that's my 3. Okay, we're going to 3, 6. See, that was purposeful. I'm just showing you what not to do. And 9. Do be careful when you're doing, when you're doing your lines. You do want to make sure that you get it straight. And I'm going to show you a little tip. This is super hard to see. I know. I'm just knocking everything down. But I can see the lines that I created that I didn't want to. And all I'm doing is I'm smoothing them back out again. So you can see them, but they're no longer as prominent. Okay, so let's grab the scoreboard. And I will tell you, again, this is supposed to be Crafting with Temu, but I did not purchase additional items for this. We're going to be crafting with what I have purchased. But Temu does sell scoreboards. And at some point, maybe I will pick one up and show you how precise they are. Now, The other thing I want to say to you is please be careful because, of course, paper tears. And I probably should have flipped this over to do the second set of lines, but I didn't. Okay, so that's our first part. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make some dots and then we're going to cut. Okay, so I'm so sorry that we've got, maybe I can get a little less shade on there. There we go. Okay, so let's see if we can get you closer here. There we go. Can you see these lines that we've now made? We've made these sort of, this grid, and this is a 4x4 grid that we've created on our 12x12 paper. And pull back out again. So what I'm going to do, and I actually don't normally do this, but just for these purposes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the center of this top. See, I put a dot right there. I'm going to do that one. I'm going to do the bottom one, really literally dead center over the intersection between those two. I'm only doing it in these 3 spaces. Okay. So dead center right there. Okay. So you can see we've got 1, 2, 3. And the reason I've done that is just to make it easier to ensure that when we're cutting, we know where to stop. So these are our stop points. So we're actually going to cut up and then down and then up. Well, yeah. Or maybe it's down and then up and up. I will tell you also, I will get close to my dot. I'm not going to cut the dot. And the reason I'm not going to cut the dot is because I don't want to risk cutting into it. So you can just use scissors for this part. I've done both. On the last one, the one that I showed you, I used scissors for that one. For this one, I'm going to go ahead and use my slicer dicer here. Remember, I want to get close. I do not want to go past it. And so to ensure that I don't go, okay, that was bad luck. Okay, so it twitched on me. And that happens. That happens. So we're just going to go ahead and cut up. And then it'll be fine. I'll go ahead and trim that down a little bit. That just happens. So I'm going to use my scissors before I get too far. Figure out where that is. I'm just going to even that just a little bit. Okay. Yeah. So I evened it where the fold was, so it shouldn't make any difference. All right, so now I'm going to go through and I'm just going to use my scissors to clip right to the dot. Remember, don't go past the dot. You would be cutting into your album in a way that you could probably fix, but who wants to do that? Woo! My arm just went kaplooey on me. Sorry about that. 1 second. Okay. And the last dot. All right. So far, so good. I'll put my slicer away for right now. I don't need it at the moment. So I'm going to turn this over because as much as I can, I want to fold. I want to show you this. If you're not already familiar with it, this is the mountain and this is the valley. So you see the indentation there? You always want to fold toward, if you can. In this one, you'll have folds going both ways. But when you can, you want to fold towards the mountain. You'll see that in cards. when you look at a card. And it's just because of the way paper stretches that it just helps it a lot maintain. So what I'm going to do with this one, I'm actually going to use this bone folder for this part. I'm going to make sure I could go really quickly through this part. I'm just going to fold over and over and over. And as I said, I could go really quickly through this part, but what I'm trying to do, because we know now that we could be wonky. So because I know I could be wonky, I'm going to do my best as I fold to make sure that I get it as on par as I can. And that one was definitely a wee bit wonky. But, again, I could go super fast with this. And honestly, is it going to matter a whole lot? Not really. I'm just being fussy. And already I can see, even though I'm being as careful as I can be, it's wonky. But again, I knew it was going to be. It's okay. And I will tell you something. I don't know whether you can see when I did this one. This was tremendously wonky. When I folded it, it was truly wonky. So far, much worse. And I just went really fast with that one. And again, you can, I don't think that it's, if you can see, I don't think it's easy to see. I think that that's, I did a lot of correcting with that one. So let's see. I could try to fast forward this piece, but let me tell you, the editing portion, when you're trying to fast forward just a tiny section, shooba dooba, it's a pain. Not that I wouldn't do it for you all. If you really want me to fast forward pieces like this and not chat, I will do it for you. But I think that this is going to help make quite a difference, because I'm kind of correcting as I go. And here's the other thing. I am not perfect. Handmade products aren't perfect. Honestly, it's one of the reasons I think, many of us like handmade products is because you can see the care that went into them in their wonkiness. This is where I had that weird, but that's okay. That's actually going to should correct pretty well. Okay. Now, here we go. Look at that. We've got a little booklet going. It's going to go this way. Of course it is. So here we go. Here's our booklet. You can see the pages beginning to develop. Now, you should know pretty quickly, this is not going to be the way it opens. Right? Now, I guess it could be, but you would lose a lot of possible pages. You would only have about 3 actual pages that way. So it's going to open this way. And the reason we're going to talk about this briefly is because, so when I did this one, this cute plaid paper is actually double-sided. And when we go down to, I think it's this one, let me get it behind there. You can see it's got these stars behind it. And I had intended that to be the outside of my paper. That was the plan, was for that to actually be what you saw. I'm very happy with the way it turned out, but it wasn't the plan. But when I folded it wrong. And I could have refolded it and it would have been fine. But once I folded it, I realized, oh, I like this. This is cute. Cute. Just, think about that. When you're starting to fold, keep in mind what's going to happen when you're folding. Now, I'm going to stop for a minute and I'm just going to, well, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to go ahead and do a wee bit of fixing right here. Because I don't want it to look too funny. This is going to be inside the book. And the truth is, you really won't be able to tell. I mean, honestly, you won't. but I can be funny. I want it to be perfect. So I'm just going to take, honestly, I'm just taking a sliver. See that sliver so I can make it not sit up the way it was. And I'm going to stop the sliver there. Okay. So I've got that. And then the other thing I'm going to do here is I'm just going to use my bone folder. And that's going to straighten out my paper. Okay, there we go. Part 1. Now, I'm going to go ahead with this one before we start making the outside of it. We're going to go ahead and we're going to start making our little insert sections. So we're talking about making these little pockety sections. And I like, I've done mine, so I've got a pocket on the top and a pocket on the side. But honestly, you don't even have to have pockets if you choose not to. You could just make this cute little book without any pockets, and it would be just as adorable. I love that one. Okay, but I am going to make some. So we're going to use this, if I can find it. So to go quickly, I'm actually going to use my score tape. And why am I using my score tape and not the one I bought from Temu? That would be because I can't find my one from Temu. Just keep in mind, Temu does sell a product that is basically score tape. So I'm going to go ahead and good gracious. So, oh my golly, it is not ripping for me today. Normally, I just tear my score tape. I don't know whether I've just gotten weaker. That's probably it. Okay. And so you can kind of see, I don't know if that's going to help if I zoom in a little bit, that I'm just taking this, getting it pretty close. And then there, that's better. And then I'm just going to rip that one. This is my first pocket. So notice that I did one on the bottom and one on the side, because when I fold that in, that's going to give me everything I need. Also, when I do any of these tapes, I like to burnish. It just makes it makes everything kind of meld together. This is a little piece that people often use for Cricut. Okay. There we go. One piece together. So with this, now I've just got to keep really close attention to, and what I'm going to do, because I can erase it later, this is my front and this is up. So if I check back at it, I know I won't lose my orientation. And I will tell you, it is shockingly easy to lose your orientation. So with this next one, I'm going to score this way. And this way. And I'm getting it honestly about as close as I can to the edge. I want it close to the edge. And I burnish and I pull, and I'm going to speed that up for you. Okay, so you might have noticed that a couple of times there, it gets a little confusing. You're dealing with a lot of up and down and around, so I would have to go up, side, up, side, up, side, up. And then this is my back. And it's just the way, it's the nature of it. It just can get a little confusing. So now I have this cute little 3x3. Perfect so far. So this was really step one, and I am going to go ahead. I'm going to just erase my little mark here. It won't really make it. Ooh, that did not erase well. Shouldn't make a difference because I will put something on the inside, and I do have a better eraser than that. So, oh, gracious. That's not a good eraser. It's terrible. I'm not making it any better. All right, that's fine because I will put something on the inside, so that really won't make a difference. But in the future, I've got one of those better like art erasers. I usually use that and it leaves no marks behind. So, okay, so we've got this cute little thing. And so now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and make these little half circle pull tabs. And you can see on this one, I actually went too far down, which is, again, I don't think it really matters. I think that we are, we should not be so, at least for me, I shouldn't say we, this is me. I cannot live in a world where I need to be perfect all the time, or I will have anxiety attacks every day. So this is, I'm going to live with my imperfections, and I will hopefully be good with those. So anyway, so the next thing I want to do, always keep in mind your front and back. This is your front, this is my back, and these two things will be attached to a harder board, your chipboard. So those I'm not going to be too worried about. I am going to go through, and I'm just not going to worry about it too much. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to give myself a cute little slit here. I'm, going to center it as best I can. Woo! This is heavy paper, and it is not as easy to cut through. So we're just gonna eyeball it here. And eyeballing it is just fine. It's gonna get it pretty stinking clear. It is shooting at me. Sorry for the laughter. It's just funny. I mean, it's like taking flight. I should bring little Brit in here. He would love it. He loves his little Nerf guns. So I shouldn't say little. He's got big Nerf guns. I'm going to be finding those everywhere. Okay. So again, I want to keep checking to make sure that I'm doing the correct sides. Because I want... So yeah, this one opens here. Yep, as it should. All right. I don't know if any of you watch Crafty Craft with Dina, and I started watching her right around the beginning of the pandemic, and I think that as far as my anxiety about my, supposedly trying to be perfect, she was just always very calming and saying, nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. Why even try? And that was certainly at a time when I needed someone to say that to me. So I should send her a little thank you note. That one's actually a little bit, I want to move that one down a little bit. And it's it's also, I'm not trying for perfection, but I do. That one's better. And this one should be a top loader. And those are this would actually be, this is my front and back. This would make a really cute open booklet, just like this, where you literally just set it open and leave it open. So it's this cute little, spinning spinner. So it's a spinny spinner. I'm going to call it that, a spinny spinner. That's my new name. Okay, let me get that. So I am trying to get it not too low, not too high, and I'm covered in these little half circles. That's just so funny. Okay, so look at that, guys. So already we have this adorable little book, and it is stinking adorable. Okay, so I'm gonna put that aside for a minute, because I want to make the inner pocket pieces, these pieces. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make these little pieces, and I only need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so it looks like I need 7. I did not do one on this. I'm counting. I didn't do this one. I did not attach it the same way because this one opens on the top. And what I decided was I would completely close this one off. But for this one, I went ahead and did the indentation. So it looks like we need 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. So to make those 7 cute little pockets, this is a piece of 12 by 12. This way. And I'm going to make my little ones 2.5 inches. Now the pocket itself, these are 3 by 3. But of course we lost probably well, no, we did. I know we lost at least a 1/4 inch with the tape. So 2.5 inches means that these pieces should slide in and out pretty easily. So let's go ahead, line that one up. Oh, you can't even see what I'm doing. I'm sorry. Okay. So, a 12 by 12 sheet of paper is going to give you, 4 2.5 by 2.5 strips, of course. And then you'll have, that extra strip left over, and we'll see whether I end up using that. Now, I am going to, just to cut down on time, I'm going to double this one up. I'm not going to worry too much about it. I think it's going to be fine. I've got it pretty well lined up. And I've got a sharp blade. I will tell you, I actually had to go looking for this, and I might end up telling you that in the intro. But you know what's funny? I haven't done the intro yet. So if you're watching this, oh, bugger. Oh, man. And that's the risk you take when you're trying to hurry like I was. Luckily, you got a little extra to play with here, so I'm able to fix that one. I'm just going to do this one from this side. It's not going to hurt me. But it's annoying. All right. Let's make sure. Here we go. I held close to that one. All right. So I have all of these cute little pieces. I'm just going to go ahead and put them in. We're just going to start with that. I really like the white ones in here. I think that you can use any color that you want to, but the white ones are also really cute in just that they look like that nice matting. And you can also, if you choose, you can go ahead and decorate these on one side and leave the other side for someone to mount a picture or to write a message. These can be for journaling. These can be for anything you want. But in particular, I think that, they're really good for a cute little picture, an additional picture, or cute little journaling card. So, get that one in there. This one is being there. Don't be stubborn. Okay. So we should be about in the middle. There you go. And notice I'm not trying to push it all the way down, and I'm not pushing it all the way to the inside. And the reason for that is, we've got tape there. So we don't want to get it stuck. Do you like the royal we? Oh my goodness. Okay. There we go. And last one. And I do have an extra square, and I'll be using that later. I can use that for when I start mounting into the booklet. And I could actually do all of the mounting and everything in the booklet before I put the final pieces on. But I'm not going to do it that way. All right, so here we go. Isn't it cute? All right. This is looking really sweet. There we go. I'm liking it. That may need just a touch of a trim right here. Let's see if we can get that. Just a touch. Okay. Now, let me find the end. Here we go. All right, so we have our cute little booklet ready to go. And so our next thing is kind of, the next thing you can do is make a decision. Do you want to go ahead and decorate the inside before you do the outside? It won't affect it. It's fine if you want to do the inside first. Now you have this extra piece here that could make a cute little section there. But for my part, I like adding the little if my brain would really work. The little sections for people to put pictures on, the mats. So I'm just going to go ahead and add a mat here. I'm going to use my glue. I have, and I want you to kind of see, I should probably, so when I use my glue, and I use art glitter glue, okay, so it gives you literally just a few extra seconds. There goes the camera again. So it gives you just a few extra seconds to mat before it dries. And when I say seconds, I really, really do mean seconds. Okay, so we've got our first one in, and you can see, you can't see where I erased it all. It's looking cute. All right, so we are going to move on. I put the first mat in, and then you can decide. You can see on this booklet, I decided to put the mats all almost exclusively on one side, and then I switched, and then that middle one. So I wish I had switched a little bit more going through this one, just kind of flipping between the two, and also giving it a couple where there were mats on both sides. So we're going to have to cut down some more white paper. I'm going to make a few more mats for this one, and then we're going to decorate. And we also, so I want you to look at this. You can see for this one, this is 2.5 by 2.5, but I've got a lot of extra space here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, before I grab more of the white papers, I'm going to take this cute pack of Temu paper. This is Cottage. I think it's Cottage Life paper. So cute. I'm going to use some of the Cottage Life paper to make backings for the mats. So, I pulled this one down. I hate this one. I don't like that one. I also have some adorable stickers and things that we're going to be using in here that I got from Temu. So, all right, so our Cottage Life paper, we've got some really cute sections. I like those. All right, we've got a cut apart. I'm going to put my cut apart aside because I think I might use that later. I like this because I can actually do a cut apart with it. Put that one aside. Got the blues. Love that page. Okay. Probably not going to use the green. That was cute. Okay. So, how many did I say? 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm going to do 8. I'm going to start with this one. And remember, these are 6x6, or they're close. They actually aren't a straight 6x6. That's okay. I'm going to do 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. And I will try to put measurements in the box for you. Okay. So this one's going to be 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. Because remember, our mats are going to be 2 1/2 by 2 1/2. And this should give you a really pretty little background. This is just such cute paper. Okay, so 2 1/4 by 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. This is certainly leaving me, and I'm going to get, let's see how many I get out of the one. I'm not keen on doing all the math right now, so I'll just do the cutting, and we'll see. Since I don't want to sit and do the calculations, I'll just do the cutting. So it looks like I'm going to get 4 out of each when I'm doing this 2 3/4. I think this one was 6x6. Let me double check. No, this one was closer to, this one was almost 8. This one was almost 8. So if I was doing 2 1/2, I would definitely get more. I would get more. Okay. There we go. So these are so cute. Okay. So we've got 4 squares of this one that we're going to mat. Isn't that cute? All right, we're going to do some matting on here. So I've got 4 of that one, and I think that I want to do, I'll put these aside in my junk drawer, and I'm going to grab another one. So I'm trying to decide, what's the other one I want to use? Should I use something similar to the flower? Should I break it up a little bit and do maybe the green? Actually, I think I'll do the blue. Should I do the blue through there? Or should I do the green? I'm liking the green better. Okay. All right. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and do a few more of these. 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. That one aside. Haha. Did y'all see me almost make that mistake? One. 2. 3. And 4. And yes, I am spinning it, and that means I'm going to come out with at least one edge that I know is totally clean. That makes sense. Okay. So I've got these 4, and I'm probably going to switch them up a little bit. So I can do that one. You know, I'm honestly trying to decide if I want to do a different one on each. Now that I look at it, it is just a lot of trial and error when you're doing, you know, when I get to this part, I don't know about anybody. You know, there are some people I know who plan every step way ahead of time. That's not me. I kind of play with it. I have some good ideas about what I'm going to do with it, and then I just start to play. And then I just want to see, you know, what do I like when I'm putting it together? So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and mix it up a little bit more on the pages. And you can see I'm only doing, for these other ones, I'm only doing 2 squares for these. Because it doesn't need a huge amount. And I think I'm just gonna, that gives me 4 different ones to sort of play with. And then I have some bigger chunks set aside for a different project. Okay, there we go. So for these, all right, let's see where we are. So I've mounted this one, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and add this guy. And you know, as I'm doing this, I'm thinking about whether or not I actually want to add any more mounted white pages, and we'll see. I don't know, I haven't decided. One thing I do need to do, if I'm going to have some directionality to this, make sure I know which way is up. Mostly because I want to make sure that I leave some room around the top part. So, I just did that wrong, didn't I? Of course I did. That's okay. So, I'm going to mount it a little bit low. That's cute. And I could, first I could hide my burnishers. So with this one, I like it for the bigger spaces. Okay, that's cute. I'm gonna go ahead and go with, I'm gonna go with the blue. I don't know. Is that upside down? It doesn't matter. Okay. So with this one, I'm just choosing. Okay. With art glitter glue, guys, a little goes a very long way. Let me tell you, if you are unfamiliar with it, a very little goes a very long way. And remember that when when you're burnishing, I'm just going to pull that up briefly just to make sure it hasn't attached. So when you're burnishing, you are actually the glue is going to spread out a little bit. That's my thought process. Let me make sure. Oh, which way? I want that to be up. Okay. I just want to make sure I get my corners pretty well. And notice that I'm leaving a little bit of space at the top so I don't glue that inner piece down. Okay, you might also notice that I'm kind of doing some back to back here. All right, so the next one's going to be green. I'm probably going to switch off between those. Okay. So also, you don't want to leave your lid off of your art glitter glue for very long. It will adhere. Okay, I'm just pulling that out for a second. That one's all good. So here's what we have so far. It's looking cute. Okay, and I'm just going to be boring. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just repeat. I'm just going to be boring. I think with this one, I'll go this way. There we go. And let's see, do I keep the same? Do I want to go blue again? Or do I want to mix this one up a little bit and go green here? I'll just go blue again. I'll just go blue again. So, by the way, I've been using the glue in this bottle through several projects. So when I say a little goes a long way, it really does. But it adheres very quickly. And that is an important thing to note, but it gives you like a second. Unlike the tape is totally unforgiving. It does not give you a second. It does not give you an inch. You lay it down, you are stuck with it. So that is something that I do like about the Art Glitter Glue, is that you have just a smidge to like move it around for just a second. And then you're set. Okay, so that was that one. Now we'll do this pretty one. I want that one in that corner. Yeah. Okay. So and this is of course the Cottage Life paper from Temu. It is very pretty. And the bone folders are from Temu. I haven't seen glue there, but I think like many crafters, especially when we're working with paper crafts, we all are very particular about our glue. I'm not sure that I would be open to trying a different glue, but you never know. Okay. So I'm going to do this one. This would be so cute for like a brag book. This cute little brag book. That'd be cute. I'm whispering. Can y'all hear me? There we go. Or, all right, here we go. I'm liking it so far. I think what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and make the front and back, and I'm going to consider, I may want to go ahead and put a, this is, kind of the white backing, picture backing, photograph backing. I may put a second one here, and then just kind of decide what I'm going to do with these. I might. We'll see. We have some amazing stickers to use from Temu, so we're going to get to those in a few minutes, but the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make the chipboard, the front and back. And so for the front and back of these, this one is, let's get this. What did I make this one? I think it's 3 1/4. Yeah. So the chipboard here is going to be 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. And that means it's going to sit out extra up on top. It's going to sit out almost 1/2 inch in this direction because it needs to sit pretty flush with your book itself. A lot of people make these and they don't put on this kind of a spine, and that's fine. You don't have to do it. I do it. I like it. I like how I feel like it gives it a slightly more finished look. I could also be wrong. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. That's just me. Okay. I don't know what I dropped. Okay. So let me put my glue top back on. And so the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to pull out some chipboard. Now, you can buy chipboard. You may even be able to buy it on Temu. But I'm going to use this sort of pennant board that I got at Hobby Lobby. I got this when it was on clearance, and I think and it was a big pack of it for $1, I think, something like $1. So, but what I knew was I wanted chipboard, and I knew that I would just cut this down if I didn't want this size. So I'm going to get That's what toppled over. I'm going to get my giant Fiskars out here. I don't love this. Let's see if I can, nope. Let me pull it out even further for you. You can see the messy table going on here. This is by far not my favorite. There are some things I really don't like about it, like you can't open it unless it's all the way here. Or it's a pain to line up. So, you know, live and learn. Live and learn. I'm going to start by cutting off these punched circles, and I'm going to put those aside and use them later for something else. But I'm going to get it pretty much as close as I can and still get a nice straight edge out of it. I will say it is hard to slice. Okay, so that gave me a pretty good edge. This one is 5. So I think it's, you know, I think at its apex it's 5 by 5. So I'm only going to get a single piece out of this. Move these out of the way. I'm going to move those so that, well, one thing I want to show you with this particular blade, this only goes up and down when this is way over here. And I hate that. I hate that I can't just start it from a different end, but it does cut the chipboard well, so, you know. So I'll stop whining. I'll stop complaining, I suppose. So I'm going to line it up down here where it's going to just be slightly easier for me. And the reason I'm lining it up, so I do have, bring that in a little bit. Okay. So I do have numbers going upward. So I know that this is that's a full inch here. So, oh, my fingernails. So 1, 2, 3. Yep, the dogs probably see something else out there. Maybe it's a bird. Who would have thought? All right, so let me get this back in position for you. I had to move things around. All right. So, Sophia, it's okay. She's protecting us from the evil birds. Sophia. Okay, so it's in place. And, holy cow. I will also say it is difficult to cut. It is a pain. I actually think that probably that was a Temu package being delivered. Shocking. Okay. I will not throw the pieces away. I'm sure I will find a use for all of these, so they go into my little bin. And there we go. That is the front or the back. One of them. So here's the thing. You can't even slide something in when it's doing what it's doing. Okay. So I want it to be pretty close. And we're going to go ahead and cut. And I'm holding on super tight because I don't want this to move as I'm going through. And like I said, it's just it's kind of a pain. This is like, anyway, don't buy this one. Unless you're like super strong and young, which is not me. I would definitely suggest that there are other options. Probably I would go with a guillotine, and we'll probably buy one this summer just because this is actually hard for me to cut through. I haven't tried it on other things, but it definitely is a struggle for me. And I don't consider myself weak by any means, but holy cow. Having the blade do that, I mean, I can see where there might be some bonuses for that, especially if you have very young children around. But, little Brett's 12 and he's not gonna get into this stuff. Okay, so you can see now what we're going to be getting out of this. It's so cute. It's going to come together. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do is I want to cover the outside of this completely. I don't just want it to, you know, I don't want the chipboard to show through. And as you know, I'm going to be using, oh my golly, my brain literally just stopped working. My brain just went, nope, I'm going to shut off right now. Don't just let that. Anyway, I wanted to go through. So, but I don't necessarily have to use the same color that I have on the outside. I mean, on the inside for the outside. So, I'm going to pick a nice color to work with some of what we have going on in here. And I'm going to go ahead and cover it. Okay, so I wanted to think about how I wanted to cover this, and I think I figured it out using more paper from the Temu Country Life Pack, and I found, I think, the perfect front. I'm really excited about this now. So, okay, so I'm going to use this little piece of paper to cover both of these and to make my hinge. And in order to do that, I have to be very precise in my measurements. Let's pray that I'm precise in my measurements. Oh, gracious. Because it's gonna be a little tight. But I think we can do it. Okay. There goes nothing. So this is gonna be 3 3/4 by, I'm hoping, can I do it? 3 3/4, 6, like 7.5. Can I do 7.5? It's going to be close. All right, so we're going to do, you know what I'm going to do? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that. So I have the same amount for both sides. So if it doesn't hit 3 3/4, oh, it's going to be way more. Oh, okay, perfect. That's perfect. It's almost 4 inches each. God, I can't even see that. Okay, so I just folded it in half to give me the right measurements. Okay, and then this is going to be my hinge. And so for my hinge, of course, is going to have to be the same as this one, which is, this is 3 1/4. So I'm just going to do this one at 3 1/4. And yes, I look at it dozens of times before I cut because, you know, measure twice or a dozen times, cut once is always a good plan. Okay. Get it? Yep. All right. So we've got it. We've got a good hinge. That's going to work fine. And then put that little piece aside. All right. Let me move this out of the way. So the next thing we want to do is we want to just go ahead and attach this to this. One moment, please. Okay. It was the mailman. It was the evil mailman. Come to visit us. How dare he? Okay. So I'm going to just grab my tape because it's quick. It's quick and easy. And I'm just going to go up and bup. And I actually have to be careful. This score tape really is. Usually I have this, if you've seen some of my previous videos, I have this square of, it's just a chunk of, rock. It's a big chunk of square rock that I have used in the past to cut my score tape. But I don't know where it is right now. Because we moved everything around and I just, we just got some new, picked them up today, shelving for this room. So for the studio slash craft room, kind of what we call it. This was my office during COVID. And then they decided that I was one of those workers who had to actually go into work well, they didn't make me go in every day. I think I had to go in like 2 or 3 times a week. So I could handle, you know, kids having computer issues and this computer won't work. So I got to handle getting those in. And it was all good. Little Bert had a home away from home for a while because he was too young to stay home by himself. Okay. All right. So all I've done is I've just gone ahead and done some quick tape. That's nice and easy. This one in particular, I mean, I just need to make sure that it's going to really stick. I can move that in for you a little bit. There we go. And then I'm putting a little bit of glue on here. And honestly, the reason I'm putting a little glue on here is that even though the tape will stick through the glue, this is some heavy duty tape. The glue will help me if I need to do a quick reposition. But it won't help, you know, that is a brief, quick thing. So I don't have much room on the sides. I need to be very careful that I give myself some kind of even room. Okay. Burnish that up. And here's what I'm going to do next. I'm just going to take it. I'm going to fold it over. Take it. I haven't added any glue, any tape, any adhesive. This is going to help me with my lines. Now, do you see that little folded square right there? I am going to cut that just kind of on the inside. Just a tiny angle. If I do too much of an angle, some of it's going to be exposed. And we don't want exposure. If I do too little, then it's going to fold over funky. So I definitely I want to get that down. Okay. Easy peasy. Now, what I'm going to do next is a little bit different probably, but I find that this works for me because the next thing I want to do is I want to get these sides down. This tape will be thicker than some of the sides. That's okay for me. I don't really care. It's all going to be hidden. And eventually I've got to add some tape on for the next part. I'm going to wear this stuff. So, all right, I give up. Scissors. And scissors. Okay. Do a little burnish. I don't know if I said that. I know we've talked about burnishing, but but burnishing actually makes the tape and the fibers of your material, they actually adhere to each other, which is interesting. Okay. I'm just going to take it all off. And I will tell you, I'm going to do a little bit extra at the corners. I don't want my corners to come up. That will be bad. I'm also going to put, let's start in the middle. I'm going to put my smallest edge down first. I know with this particular, I just did it differently. I know with this particular one, that's really close, that I have these two edges are certainly smaller than the other ones. So I wanted to go ahead and put those down first. And then I'm just going to take a touch of glue here and here. and there, and there. And what that does is that just makes sure that those, those corners aren't going to go anywhere on me. All right, so that is my first cute little piece. And move these out of the way. I have a little trash bag next to me because I've been scrapbooking for so very, very long, 20 years now, 25, 28, something crazy like that. A long time. I've picked up different things along the way, and I have this this little set thing that sits next to me, and it's got sort of a cup holder here, and on the side, on one side, it's got a place for you to put a bag for your trash. And I love it because I need a place for my soda. As if you're still with me and you feel the urge to help me out a little bit by giving me some feedback, I would love it if you would tell me how you feel about the distance of what you can see. Should I move the camera to the side and then zoom it in for you? Would it be easier if you could get an even closer view than this? Or is this one working for you just fine? For everybody who responds and sends me messages and, honestly, any messages, it is all incredibly appreciated. It really is. The length of your messages are fabulous too. The short messages just makes me want to work harder for you to make sure that, my subscribers and my viewers, like what they're seeing. I want you all to be happy when you're watching. I'm happy. I decided a long time ago it was my choice about whether I'd be happy or not. There you go. And then I got very, very lucky. I met my husband. He makes me happy. He sure as heck makes me laugh. So I think one of the tenets of our relationship, we make each other laugh on purpose all the time. I always wanted a marriage like my parents had. They were just such an amazing couple. And I was gifted with my husband. My father had already passed away, and I wonder if he didn't have something to do with that. Maybe. Always looking out for us. Okay, so here we go. And I am just, you can see I'm lining it up, not for any reason other than I think that that's a little bit helpful to me. But again, I'm going to try to get this as centered as I can. The more centered it is, the better. Okay, well, that's probably going to be good enough. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. I do love the length of this one because I can really, it's got a divot here. Watch out for those. Those will rip your paper up. But this side is great and just gives me some really nice, anyway, I now have 3 sets of this, so they're pretty good. All right, so again, we're going to go ahead, and I'm just, I'm using the chipboard itself to do my movement. Okay. I had a little bubble there. There we go. Okay, and that side, did I get it all? I think so. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to take care of those corners. Not by much. And notice I'm trying not to get all the way into the corner. I'm trying to give myself just a tooch of space right there. Because again, it's all about coverage. And if you go too far in, That's going to fold over. You're going to be able to see the chipboard underneath. And honestly, it's all, you know, so much of this is all about the, yeah, it's all about the coverage. Let's say that. I was going to say it's all about the illusion. It's the illusion of there's not chipboard underneath there. It's all, you know, this magically created cute little album. These really are adorable. I really like these. I have seen, who did I see do one of these? They've been around forever. I've certainly watched different people do them, but I also saw them way back when I, you know, first started scrapbooking back in, like I said, I've been scrapbooking for a very long time. I used to get the what was it? Keeping, oh, I can't remember the name of the magazine. I had all the magazines. I had all of them. I still, like I said, I still have papers and things from back then. Every once in a while I'll come across something that is quite old and still holding its own. So I have a whole book of stickers from years ago, from my scrapbooking years ago. Okay. Partly too because when I moved to England, for my husband, we originally thought we were going to settle in England, and then when my mom got sick and passed away, we moved back just because I think it was part of my mourning process. What did I just do? It's fine. Okay. So if y'all just noticed what I did, if you were going, Sharon, what are you doing? I went ahead and prepped it to attach it to the next section. And that's okay. You can do it this way too. I actually know people do it. I was so far into my stories with you that I was just going to keep taping and gluing and whatever. Okay. I'm going to stop my stories halfway through because I really did just move further forward than I wanted to be, but it's okay. Because this stage has to happen anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the last one. We don't have much of a lip. Truth be told, I would prefer this to be a 4-inch square so that I had more of that lip. But I didn't have that much of the paper left over. Look at me. I am just... I think I kind of should pay attention to what I'm doing. But you know what? It really won't make a difference. This is actually already so well adhered. This is so close that, come on, that it really won't make much of a difference. All right. That is the other reason. That thing has, by the way, already frozen up on me. So I'm going to try this one. I haven't tried this one before. This is the bottle, the tips. This is all from Temu. So let's see how this one does. Oh, that's kind of a nice tip. But I can't, it doesn't have a topper to it like this one does. That's my only complaint. But these come off, this comes off. When this comes off, you put this on so the glue doesn't, freeze in the bottle. But yeah, there's pros and cons. Okay. So now we're using the that Temu product. All right. So I'm going to take a look at this. And I want to figure out what side I should put this on. What I've done is I'm putting it down flat, and you can see, even though I don't have much space, everything's going to be fully covered. So it's all good. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and put, let's see, they are pretty close to being the same. So it just doesn't matter. So we're going to go ahead and put this one on. So we're getting, we're really getting, what's cool is when you get to the part where you're just decorating. That's always fun. So again, not a huge amount of glue comes out of this, but I have said to you all before, it doesn't need to. Now, I am going to do this on the inside here. I want to make sure that this is well adhered. So we're going to do that. And we don't have a lot of time here to move this around. I don't want it to stick until we're ready. So what I'm trying to do, come on. What I'm trying to do is line it up pretty close, pretty even. All right. It is going a touch over on this side. It's going to be okay. Oh, that's actually the back. Funny. And then a little burnish. So now I'm going to want to make sure that this top piece lines up to the back piece. And that's actually really good, because what's going to happen here is that this gives us some extra space when this is open to add a little bit more chunkiness to it, I guess. It'll open a little bit more for you. It won't be so tight that you can't put anything in it. All right, so tape. So we're going to tape. I don't need a whole lot of tape. The tape just holds it down. The other thing the tape does, I guess I haven't explained that part. The other thing the tape does is it can hold it in place while it's drying. In particular, when I'm making bigger albums, the tape is wonderful for ensuring that that your glue has time to fully cure and dry, which just makes your book stronger. And that's what we want. We want them to be good and strong. We want them to grow up to be good and strong. Here we go. All right. Kind of liking this tip from Temu, because I know that I'm not going to get big globs of glue, and you really, really don't want big globs of this glue, because that can just cause you other issues. All right. So with this one, I'm going to do, I'm going to do it like this, so that we line it up top and bottom the same. Perfect. Like that. Actually, not totally perfect. Okay. What do you think so far? It's so cute. All right, so we've got the, now we're turning it into a book. So the next thing that I want to do, I want to add this little thing. This one is a pain. This is the hinge. And what I'm doing is I want to make it even. So I'm just kind of putting it right there. All right. And now I'm just going to fold it in. Now, you can't see this, but I'm giving it, again, let me get that even, a touch of space. We want it to have just a little bit of extra space, so that when you open this, it's not it can open even if you put some bigger items in. So as you start to put, I'm not making any sense. As you start putting pictures in, you'll definitely start getting, it'll get thicker. That's what I'm looking for. That's the word. Okay. This one is definitely a bit on the precise side. So I'm going to come over to this side. I'm going to do that. Now, you may notice that there's some open space right there. We actually are going to take care of that. I'm not going to leave it. I actually don't know anyone else who hinges these books. I'm not sure I've seen anyone else do it. It does not mean that there's not someone else out there doing it. There's literally 8 million people. Actually, I think it's more. There are 8 million. I don't know. There's like 100 million. Anyway, there's a crazy number of people out there who put out videos. I'm just deliriously happy y'all found me. Out of all of those people. And honestly, there really are just this incredible number of people. I found out after I reached 1,000 viewers, subscribers, which, by the way, if you're watching, please subscribe. Please, please, please. It really, really helps my channel. But I found out after the fact that that only about 10% of, or according to the information that they sent me, only about 10% of YouTubers actually get to that 1,000 mark. Kind of cool. It's kind of cool. All right, so here we go. I definitely don't want to mess this part up. Oh, come on. Maybe if I do it this way. I am, by the way, getting glue all over my hands. I think that's it. There we go. Now, there are two different, you can see that we've got some space there in the hinge. So when this opens, yeah, you just got some space. It's not gonna affect it. And you could use other things. You could use Tyvek. Of course, in this one, I used a completely different material than the other one, not material. My brain is really not working right now. It is quite something. Okay, so what I want to do next, sorry, I'm going to switch this thing over. I've decided that I really want to use this picture. I think it is so cute. I can't fit living the simple cottage life on here, or even just cottage life. It's just a little too long. But I like this, and I love this little saying. So I'm going to be cutting this out so it should come close to fitting on here. And I'm going to remind myself that this is, so if I make this 3 by 3 inches, that should be enough for a little bit of that to peek out. I'm probably not doing anything to the back. And with this, I am liking the same color on this one because it is much more difficult to see. All right, so I need my cutter again. Okay, so I want to be careful because there are pieces here that I don't want to lose. But I probably am. Darn. That was pretty nice and close. All right, so for this next one, So let's see how close I am. I'm getting pretty close. All right. There we go. Okay, so I need this part to be 3 inches. That would be bad. That would have been very bad because I want it to be 3 inches from here. Cute. Let's not do it that way. Is cute. Now I had thought about putting a backing on it, but I really don't think I want to. I think that what's on there is backing enough. That's just part of it. Okay. I don't know why I'm whispering. Who knows? Let's go ahead and attach this one. Make sure I've got the front. And then I want to do my best. That's pretty good. Look how cute that is. Oh my golly, I'm loving it. Okay, so I love this saying right here. The world is but a canvas to our imaginations. So I'm going to cut that one out. I'm going to actually use my scissors so that I get the whole thing. And what I'm going to try to do is a little bit of fussy cutting around this. Because I really want fussy cutting really just means carefully cutting. Cutting in a way that I guess is decorative. Let's make sure that looks, that's actually pretty good. That's not bad. That's so cute. Okay, so I like it, but it doesn't pop for me. So what I think I'm going to do next is I'm going to attach this to, is that too bright? I think it's going to be okay. So I'm actually going to attach this to this. If you can see me doing this, I'm just giving it a good, it doesn't really matter if it's even because I'm going to be cutting around it very closely. The other thing I'm doing with this, as you can see, this is giving me more stability because the Temu paper, this particular Temu paper, is not heavy duty, and I really want it to be. So this is going to be very close. I'm not sure. So our next crafting with Temu, I think, will be making cards with some of the die cuts and the stamps. Because I have, oh, got really close on that one. Okay. Again, it's not perfect. And not perfect is okay. Okay. Let's see. So cute. All right. So it's looking pretty cute. So the next thing I need are some poppers. Okay, I went off for a second and I found my dots, my pop-up dots. So these were some from, these are older ones from Dollar Tree. Older meaning like last year or something, but I think now they do just the square ones. But I do like the round ones sometimes. So let me just, some of them are coming out of their own free will here. All right, let's see if I can get that out. Okay, so I'm just gonna give this one a few pop dots here. These do not come out easily. I want to make sure that it holds its shape. So there we go. As I'm doing these, I have to say, as I'm pulling these out, I mean, they're very sticky, but I think, come here. As they're touching me, they might be losing a little bit of their stickum. I'm gonna put one more in that corner. I know it's a lot, but I want it to stay up. Okay. I'm also going to add just a touch of glue to these guys. Now let's be sure that I know where I want this to go. I think that is cute. That is the cover of the Cottage Life booklet. So, okay, I'm liking it. So the next thing is just decoration. So just deciding what it is you want to add to this cute little album. I was going to say earlier, and then I completely lost my train of thought, that I know some people take these little booklets and they will, oh, my brain, add ribbon to the top of them, and you can hang them on a tree, and I love that idea. I think that's just super cute. So I'm trying to decide, do I want to add a few of the little sentiments in here? These are the cut apart pages. I like some of these quite a bit, but so I may add some of them. I think I'm going to have to back them up though if I do. The other option that I have here, so I have a couple of other options here. So I've got this cute one. I've got it going. But I also have, I want you to see all of these wonderful stickers that I have from Temu. Okay, so I'm going to go through and see if there's anything in here that I might want to add in. The book itself is fairly pink. These, they're not really stickers. So these are really, actually I think they are stickers. So we certainly could add some of these in. That's what I was looking for. But I want you to see these. It's got these little sayings. Don't let the sadness of your past and the fear of your future win the happiness of your present. That's cute. I think there's several of those. So let's see if we've got people who have seen flowers will know the gentleness of the wind. I like that one. And we could actually, think about that one for a minute. I like some of those. Let's see. I don't know if I have any other sayings in here. But that's just one of them. So we've got those. Y'all know I have a ton of stuff here. I also have these cute little pages. And I could conceivably mount something on here as an additional, let's see, just to kind of break it up a little bit. What if we did something like that and then added it, or just added it here? And so you have a page here to mount a picture, and then over here you have this cute little saying. So this one, I like this one. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to add it in so it makes sense to me. That's cute. Okay. So that's approximately there. That is so hard to tell. Too short. I'm not helping my situation here. I'm not measuring, my brain is not measuring well, and I can't measure up some of these pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and measure down. So we're going to get it much closer than intended. And I'm actually just going to cut around it. Because because that didn't work. So we're going to try again. I've cut this down mostly. Okay. And I'm going to try it again because I actually like that. But it's got to make sense. This time, I'm going to use my glue. And I'm going to use my scissors. Okay. Okay. Maybe right about there. Oh, maybe just a little bit in. Let's See, this is why I say I have to measure a half a dozen times and then I cut once. Okay, much, much better. There we go. So I'm going to put that on the inside of this page because I like it there. And again, I need to center it. Like that. Okay, so I'm liking the way that's looking. I hope you are too. I'm going to go ahead and get some of the other sentiments. I'm going to put my stickers aside because the stickers are cute, but I also have this little blue. So I put those aside for a minute. I really like that gingham. And I'm going to go ahead and do a few of the ones directly from Cottage Time. Some of the smaller ones probably. And I need to be super careful because when you're cutting paper that is, let's just say weakish, it doesn't always cut well. It doesn't always go well for you. I'm going to go ahead and just cut some of these apart that I think I'm going to want apart. I think that's probably my best bet. And then I can kind of go from there. You can see with these, I'm just deciding ahead of time, what do I want to salvage? And can I do it so I get as much as possible? Yeah, I like that. Look how cute that is. I wonder how that would look. Like right there. So now I'm just getting fancy. I hope that you all stay to the end, but at this point you know how to put the book together, and it's just about decorating it. You know, I might get a little fancy with certain things, and I might add a few little elements to it. But that's just all. There we go. Dwell in possibility. I wonder if I could make that fit. I like that. Like right there. I have to cut it down a little bit. Just a cute little saying on the back of the book. Okay. So let me see if I can get these to cut properly. Write it on your heart that every day is the best day of the year. Oh. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just take off this little bit on the bottom. And then I'm going to do the same. I'm going to just trim. I'm trimming with my scissors because this is tight for my blade at the moment. If I had a fresh blade, then I would probably use it. But I do not at the moment. So I'm just going to cute little cottage. Isn't that cute? All right, so I've got those. I'm going to cut some of these down. And then I'm going to see if I can find a cute complementary piece from one of these other Temu packets. I'm looking forward to one of the Temu episodes we're going to have coming up is going to be junk journaling with Temu, and I'm very excited about that one because I have certainly collected some junk journal items from Temu. So I think I'm going to cut off most of this frame because I'm pretty sure I lost most of that side of it. So we're going to try to even that out a little bit. I'm much better evening out when I'm freehand cutting, I think. All right, another cute cottage. Another cute saying. Let's see if I can get this one. Gracious. Let me look at that one. I know I'm being so quiet. Enjoy the little things. I love it. Or on the back, I could cut out this piece that just says cottage life. But I think I'm going to do this one. I'm going to okay. Dwell in possibility. Okay, where does that need to go? Right about there. All right. So I'm going to want to bring it in. Okay. Oh, you know what I think I'm going to do with this one? If I can get it to do this, I have to be very careful. I don't want to bend it like that. I'm going to do this. Oh my golly, it's so close. Should I offset it a little bit? Or shall I go straight? I think I'm going to go in a touch more on that side. And a touch more on that side. There we go. I could mat it, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to leave it like this. It's very simple. I'm putting some glue on off camera here. Sorry about that. I've got so much in front of me right now. I don't think I can fit this on camera. And I'm going to go ahead and center it right about there. Okay. I love that. Okay. I am going to finish up on camera, but I'm going to go ahead and speed this part up for you. So Okay, let's take a look at the finished product. This is our cute little album. I really like the way it turned out. So I've actually lost 2 videos so far trying to show this to you. It's like the refrigerator all over again. It's attack of the refrigerators, attack of the appliances or something. So I'm really happy with the way this turned out. You've got your little pockets. You've got a place to mount a picture. You've got a cute little cottage theme here. I can just imagine this is a great little brag book, especially let's say you have a little cabin or a cottage. Wouldn't this be the perfect little one for that? To put pictures of your family in when they're up there, or just your garden. Gardening with your kids or your grandkids. Oh my goodness, I need to clean my nails. So it just, I think it came out really well. I'm very pleased with it. Took a little bit longer because you just get to see my whole artistic process of putting everything together. So this one took a little bit longer as I was explaining things. The truth is you should be able to make this in probably in about an hour, probably less if you already have some ideas. This one really only took me maybe 45 minutes to make. Because I really knew ahead of time. I had a good idea of what I wanted to do, and I wasn't explaining it. I take a long time explaining things. I tell you, I know I do. So anyway, this is so cool. I wanted to show you a few other things that you could do with some of the these cute little mats on the inside. Let me see if I can pull one of those out. I'm one-handed here because I didn't want to remount the camera. One moment, please. Okay, they just need you to take them straight out instead of the curvy that was happening. So I wanted to show you some other things that I had thought about using on this one. I didn't, but they're really cute and you certainly could. So I have some of these little Temu, these are stickers. They're really cute and they would be very sweet on some of these pages. So I can see putting a little picture to one side and just adding this, you know, cutting it off a little bit and adding this to one side. This could be a place to put the journaling and then the picture on the other side too. And this one is just full of, I guess my thought with this one is that this particular little album is just a perfect little album for gardening. I have some pictures of Little Brit and myself gardening. And then I also have these nice little ones. These are all vellum, different vellum flowers. I think this is really cute. I took one out. And this would be adorable mounted right there on one side. And again, I could do it to one side or the other, so there would be a little bit of space to add some form of, what is on there? There we go. To add a little bit of journaling or even just a date or a name. But those are just really cute. So those are just some different ideas, but I hope that you enjoyed today's crafting with Temu and today's project. If you did, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe and add a comment. If there's something you want to see or do or something else you want me to be working on craft-wise or showing you a bigger album, something with more pockets and more going on, I'm happy to do that. So for today, I hope you all have a great day and I hope your refrigerator stays cold. Cheers!